How to be happy. Do you want the short answer or the long answer? Because the short answer is in the question. You just be happy. So just be happy. And I know when I say this, a lot of things will come up. A lot of justifications as to why you can't just be happy will come up. But they're also exactly that. Just justifications as to why you shouldn't be happy. It's up to you whether you allow your surroundings or external stimuli to dictate your happiness, to dictate your biochemistry. And this video is really an invitation for you to reclaim that right back. You have a choice in this. You get to choose how you feel. However, I'm not going to get into the medical stuff. I'm not medically trained. I don't know very much about all the technical terms in regards to the body and the physiology, but we'll keep it simple. Thoughts have control over the body, or at the very least can have control over the body. The level of control thoughts can have on the body is directly proportional to the level of importance that thought has. This is why placebo works. When you give someone a placebo, let's say a pill, it solves the problem, or it works simply because they believe so strongly and sincerely and genuinely that this pill is the real deal. And so the pain is relieved if it's a fake painkiller, for an example. So we can immediately see that there's a strong link between the thoughts or a belief. So the more important a thought is to someone, the closer to it being a belief, in essence. And that thought could be so strong, so powerful, so important and valued to the extent that it even shapes your reality. No two individuals view reality in the exact same way, because they are shaped and filtered by the belief systems. And so just understanding this simple mechanism, this simple way in which this body works, can allow you to feel how you want to feel, be how you want to be, in essence. And you can look at children. Children, they just flip the switch so quickly. They can cry, and in seconds they'll be bursting in laughter and running around so happy, like nothing's happened before. Whereas as you grow older, when you go through a sad moment, it might take a lot longer to recover from that and heal from that, so that then you can start bursting in laughter and be joyful. And sometimes people never recover from these things, which is quite unfortunate. And the reason why this recovery rate, or this change in what is felt, the time it takes for it to heal takes longer as you grow older, is because as you grow older, the thoughts that you hold, the beliefs that you hold, their value and their significance and their importance proportionally increases with time. And so the stronger a particular thought is, the more it has a hold over your reality, the more it warps reality. Whereas children, they haven't really developed these belief systems so strongly yet. They haven't been conditioned so deeply yet. And so no thought is really that important. All there is what there is. And so they're a lot more in the body rather than so focused in the head with all these thoughts and ideas and interpretations of how reality should be, right? That's blasphemous. That is blasphemous. You know, I get so much stuff back from religious people, right? Or religious fundamentalists or whatever the terms are. And they tell me all these things about how I shouldn't be saying this is blasphemous. You know, why do you have the right to speak about this stuff, or you should be talking about this instead, right? And they're basically saying that some of the things I say are blasphemous to the particular religion they're from. But really, the biggest blasphemy is trying to impose your opinion onto reality, which now shapes your reality. And then there's this belief that every individual, the way they perceive the reality is exactly how you perceive your reality. And so by definition, they should know. So if they don't follow and believe in the things that you believe in, there seems to be a mismatch within you. And so you go and try and change that individual and make sure they are in alignment with you. It's silly. It's silly. You know, as a child, you just are as you are. And I know a lot of this stuff that I'm speaking about isn't perfectly non-dual, but it's okay to use dualistic terms. And I thought I'd mention this as well. You know, I sometimes get these messages, and some of these people are now saying, no, you shouldn't be saying this. You have more work to do, right? You need to do some more self-inquiry. You need to do yeah. You see, if you are trying to impose opinions and beliefs onto others or anything, then it'll be very difficult to have control over your biochemistry. Okay? And when I say have control, it's not seamless. It's not foolproof, and it's not permanent either. But at the very least, it's very much like a child. As a child, you jump around in joy and you're always so happy. Why is it that when you grow up, the light of joy starts to dim? Why is that? It's because of these thoughts and opinions and beliefs and memories. And so if you find yourself trying to impose these things onto others, onto things, so the first thing, if you can notice, if you're trying to impose these things onto others, then just know that you hold these thoughts very highly. And that can also mean that they shape your reality. You see reality in accordance to these thoughts that you're trying to impose onto others, these belief systems and ideologies and whatever it is. And so this is an invitation to firstly stop playing that game. You know, there's no need to constantly impose things onto others. This constant need to do this right and wrong thing. You are right, you're wrong. I know this video is about how to be happy, and I feel like I've gone on a tangent a few times, but that's okay. So in the end, when there's so much thoughts and beliefs and memories and whatever movement there is, just recognize, don't try to get rid of it. Allow it to be there. Just recognize the level of importance denoted to these thoughts and beliefs. Recognize the level of value attributed to these thoughts and beliefs. Recognize the level of significance that they have. Just recognize that. And realize that perhaps they don't need that significance. A thought doesn't need that significance. If you love your mother or your father, or if you love anyone, you don't need to constantly remind yourself that you love them. Just love them. And so in the same way, you don't constantly need thoughts and opinions all the time. They're useful in some aspects of life, but you don't need them all the time. And the moment you recognize this, you will rest in your natural, in your natural place of being, or natural state of being. And that is happiness. It cannot be anything other than happiness. Your natural state of being is happiness, is fulfillment, is contentment. Because the only source of lack isn't, the place where you've told yourself you're lacking something. So if you are lacking anything in life, it's simply because you have convinced yourself that you are. So yeah, it's this heaviness, this burden that is weighing you down and really making you struggle to feel happy and at ease. It's the turbulence and the movement of the thoughts, the memories, the beliefs, the ideologies, the opinions. But it's the attribution, the value and the significance and the importance attributed to these things. So it's not just simply the thoughts. There's nothing wrong with thoughts, memories, or anything. There's nothing wrong with that. Actually, it's incredible that there is. It's incredible that you can close your eyes and see things and imagine. But it's the relationship with that imagination. It's the relationship with the thoughts, the ideas, and so on. And it's a very subtle phenomenon, but you can eventually also have a look and dive deeper into seeing what counts as a thought or not. Because something could be a thought can be so significant that eventually it looks like it's not a thought, it's way more than a thought. But fundamentally, it will always be a thought. You can put so many different pieces of jewelry on it. You can paint it in many different colors. You can put so many different jackets on it. Whatever it is, it will fundamentally always be a thought. And that thought can have an imprint on the way you view reality. And so it's a bit of a cycle or a loop, but all these things, they are seen or understood interchangeably. And once it's seen, you can just sit here and say, and use that thought Huh? Use the power of thought and imagination and just be happy. And trigger the biochemistry in your body to just be in that state. It's not impossible. It takes practice. And conversely, you can also learn that if external things in life happen, that they can also not affect the physiology. So you can remain happy. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. This is Hassan from the Spiritual Walks, and we are all on a journey towards the truth.